Hello everyone, good evening. I welcome you all to the C++ session organized by Engineers Gurukul. First of all, I am very sorry for joining the session late. Right? So without any delay, I would just simply make my request that please keep your audios and videos in the off mode. And without wasting one more second even, let's start with the topic for today. Before that, anybody is having doubt in the previous topic which we covered yesterday? Please, I request you all that when I ask something to you, please immediately respond on the chat window. Okay, thank you so much for your response. So the very first topic for today, which we need to cover today, is called as this pointer. Okay. Now, anybody having any idea what is this pointer? Any rough ideas from your side? Yeah, can I have your answers, please? Any rough idea what is this pointer? I hope everybody knows what is pointer. We have already covered the topic of pointer. Okay, Suresh, can I know why? Okay. Okay, I request you, Suresh, please, when you will get the audios, do listen to the audio of this recording of this lecture as soon as possible. Okay. Thanks for joining. So, from the other people, can I know what is the use of this pointer? Okay. So without wasting time, let's start with the practical session for today, and I'll tell you the use of this pointer side by side. Okay. Okay, let's open up a new project. Let me just remove this. Okay, so to explain this pointer, I'm just creating one program in front of you. I request you all that please look into this program very carefully. So I'm having an IO stream. Okay, I hope everybody's know what is the basic concept of with this pointer. So that is why I'll not be wasting more time to explain the basic concepts of pointers. I will be directly moving to the concept of special pointers called as this pointer. We have already done the concept of null pointers and dangling pointers. And if somebody is having confusion, please look into the previous videos if possible. So this is my IO stream and namespace. So I'll just have a class here. So let's suppose I'm having a class box, right? In this, I'm having private member. That is, the private members are int L, comma, B, comma, H. Now, why they are used? They are used to calculate the length, breadth, and height of the. They used to save the length, breadth, and height of the box, right? Now, I am creating one function. Now, this function is to set the dimensions of my box. So, saying int x, int comma, int y, z. So this function carries how many arguments? It carries 3 arguments, right? And L is equals to x, breadth is equals to y, and your height will be equals to z, right? Now I'm having one more function, that is void show. See, both the functions are of which type? They are of public type. See, so void dimension show. Now this function dimension show is used to show the dimensions of my box. So I'm saying L equals to, that is the value of your L, and B equals to value of B, and this H value of H, right? So this is to just print out the length, the breadth and height of the dimensions. Now I'll come out of my class. This is the end of my class. I'm going to create my main function, void main. Okay, I say, so I'm having start of my main. Now I'm creating one object which is of type box slash, and the name of the object is small box. Okay, and I say small box dot set dimension. This is to set the dimensions of the small box. They are 12, 10 and 5. Okay, then I say small box dot show dimension. This is to show the dimensions passed by my small box parameter to the yeah, sure, Aniket, I'll let you know. Please wait. Let me complete the program. I'll let you know. Okay. So this is my program. Okay. So this is my normal program, a basic program. What we have done in this program, we have created one class. This class is of which the name of the class is box, right? It contains how many arguments? They contain three variables, L, P, and H. They are of type private, and I'm having two functions, set dimensions. They used to set the dimensions of my box, and they are L is equals to X, P is equals to Y, and H is equals to Z. Similarly, I'm having my function dimension void show dimension. It is used to show the dimensions of my box, right? So I say see out L, P, H values of all the variables, right? Then I say void main, and inside void main I'm creating up objects. The name of the object is small box. It is of which type? Box class. And then I'm calling a function small box dot set dimension 12, 10, 5, and small box dot show dimension and get sketch. Anybody having doubt in this program? Anybody having doubt in this program? Okay, please respond yes or no. Okay, so let me just save this and run this. Okay, just a second. Let me put here end. It was not declared in the scope. Okay, just remove this. Okay, I'm using the name of the function as dimensions, but below I've called it as dimension. I'll correct it out here. Okay, so it's without error. I run it. So what is the output? What should be the output? The output should be L is equals to 12, B is equals to 10, and H is equals to 5. This is the expected output. So sorry, the output is coming delayed because of the yeah. So I'm having it. So it says L is equals to 10, 12, P is equals to 10, and H is equals to 5. I hope it's clear to all that how it is working, right? Now, let me just tell you one concept, and that concept is object pointer. That concept is object pointer. Now, let me just write down a definition over here so that it will be clear to you. The topic, before doing this, to understand this pointer, I need to tell you what is an object pointer. Okay, it says a pointer contains address of an object Okay. Now, what is an object pointer? A pointer which contains the address of an object is called as object pointer. See, till now we have done null pointer, we have done a normal pointer, and we have done an integer dangling pointer, right? Now you know that whenever we declare a pointer, let's suppose I declare P, I create a pointer P, right? Now P is used to store first of all, I create a variable A. I create a variable A, right? And P is used to store the address of A. Address of A. Or in the other words, I can say P is pointing to variable A, right? So if I'm saying P is used to store the address of A, so this pointer P should be of which data type? Anybody who can answer? Yes, anybody who can answer me? Please hurry up. Aniket, Abhishek, all, Mukesh. Yes, if I'm declaring variable A and P is used to store the address of A, then the data type of pointer P should be of which type? Yes. Why? Because we say that if a pointer is saving the address of a variable, any variable, the data type of the variable will be same as the data type of the pointer. Right? This we know. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you the concept of object pointer. Please listen it very carefully. Now what does this mean? Let's suppose in front of you I created an object called as small box. Okay. This was the object. Now in this object, we are having three variables, member variables. They are L, B, and H. Okay. Now, normally in the memory, this object is created, and as soon as the object is created, L, B, and H are going to get the memory in the memory address space. Okay. Now, what if till now what we have done? We say int A and P is equals to ampersand of A. This is what we have done till now. That means we create a variable and pointer is used to point or save the address of that variable. But if I say let's create a variable P which is going to store the object address of the object, complete address of the object, small box. Can we have this? Can we have such pointer? What do you think? Yes. And that pointer is called as object pointer. A pointer contains the address of an object is called as object pointer. Did you understood this? Everybody? Did you understood this? So if I'm having a pointer which saves the address of this complete object, by complete object I mean the address of the it's all the variables, member variables, and the member functions also. Function 1, function 2, complete. Okay, that is called as the object pointer. Now see how practically we can do this. So let's come back to the program, the same program. I'm just wrapping it, this thing. Okay. Now I'm just going to change the same program. Nothing. Okay, Aniket. Aniket, I'm saying that till now we have done. We've taken a variable int a, and I use a pointer p, which is used to save the address of a. This is what we have done. But if I'm creating a pointer which is going to save the address of the object is small box, and inside small box we are having some member variables and the member function. So if I want to save the address of this complete object, this complete small box object, that is called as pointer variable. Did you understood this? It's an object pointer. It's an object pointer. Okay. Now see, let's see how object pointer can be implemented. Okay. Now practically, I've just created one function program in front of you, right? Now I'm saying that, see, as you know that if I'm creating a variable int a and p is saving the address of a, in that case the address, the data type of this p should also be integer, right? And similarly, if this small box belongs to which class? It belongs to box class, right? It belongs to box class. And if I'm using one pointer p to save the address of small box, in that case, my p will be belonging to which data type? Will be belonging to box data type. Did you understood this? The data type of my pointer, which is saving the address of the object, will be of same type of which the object is created. So what I am doing, I am creating one pointer p and one object small box. Okay, and then I say p is equals to, and I hope you know what is the meaning of ampersand. Ampersand means address. Small box. Okay, right? Is it clear to all? Is it clear to all? P is equals to ampersand of small box. That means P is going to store the address of small box object. Now, one way to pass the values, this length, breadth, and height, to the this variable small box object is to use this definition. That means call the set dimension function with the help of object name, object.set dimension, and print those values 12, 10, and 5 with the help of small box dot show dimension. One way is this. The second way is we can use the help of pointer. How we can do that? See, I write here P, it's hyphen, and then this greater than symbol, and set dimension. The rest will be same. P, normally this is an arrow. This is an arrow operator. P, arrow operator, set dimension 12, 10, and 5. And for the show dimension, I'll be writing here P hyphen arrow show dimension. Now, what does this mean? Please listen to this this complete definition or this syntax line. It says that P is calling set dimension function. I repeat, P is calling set dimension function. Now, how P is calling set dimension function? We know that P is saving the address of which object? Small box function. And indirectly, small dot box function is calling the set dimension function to pass the values of length, breadth, and height. Did you understood this syntax meaning? Everybody, please. Can you respond? P is calling set dimension function. See, indirectly what we are doing is compiler is calling small box function with the help of p pointer, the address of small box function with the help of p pointer, and small box function is further calling which function? Set dimension function to pass the values of length, breadth, and height. Similarly, if I say p calling show dimension function, what does this mean? Compiler is calling address of small box object with the help of p pointer, which is further indirectly calling the show dimension function to show the values of length, breadth, and height. So this is the second way. This is the second way of passing values, setting values, and printing those values. So if I save this, print this, run this, so you can see the value of length is 12, breadth is 10, and height is 5. Is it clear to all? Yes, is it clear to all? So this is called as object pointer, right? This is called as object pointer. Now let's come to the concept of this pointer. Let's come to the concept of this pointer. Okay. Let me run this, grab this. Okay. So what is this pointer? In C++, this is a keyword that refers to the current instance of class. Okay. First, let me give you one clear, neat, and clean definition of what is this pointer. See, the very first thing is this is the keyword. Okay, this is a keyword in C++. Next, this is a local. Please listen to this definition very carefully. This is a local object pointer in every instance member function containing address of the caller object. Please listen, please read this definition very carefully. It says this is a what is this? It says this is a local object pointer in every instance member function containing address of the caller object. Now what does this mean? See, first of all, I hope everybody knows what is an object pointer. As I've just explained you, object pointer stores the address of the object being created. Okay, so similarly, P is an object pointer which contains the address of small box. Okay, now this object pointer is present in every instance member function. Now what is instance member function? Let's come to the program here. See, all the functions which are defined in the class are called as instance member function. I repeat, all the functions, member functions, which are defined in the class are called as instance member function. But if I write here keyword static, they are not instance member function. They become static member function. Okay. But if I remove the keyword static, Now both the functions which are declared, that is set dimension and show dimension, they are the instance member function. Now let's come back to this. So object pointer, till this definition, I mean that object pointer is present in every instance member function containing address of the caller object. Now what you need to understand is that your object pointer P, or I do not say object pointer P, I will say that this pointer, what is this pointer? This pointer is a pointer, there is a pointer which is present in every member function. That means for set dimension, there is a pointer. For show dimension, there is a pointer. This is not, see, if we do not create, it doesn't mean that we have to create a pointer. It is automatically created inside every function which we define in the class. Okay. Now what that pointer contains? That pointer contains the address of the object being created. Okay. So if I talk about set dimension function, automatically my compiler is going to create a pointer. Now that pointer is going to save the address of the object who is calling this set dimension function. Now for this, let me just come back to the previous definition. Are you understanding the concept? Everybody, please. Small. No? Aniket, you didn't understood? Okay. Okay, let me tell you again. Okay, I'll let you know again. See, what we are having is, everybody's clear till object pointer, yes or no? Okay. We know that object pointer is used to store the address of the small box. Okay. Now, if I look into this definition, int main box small box, right? I'm having the object small box, and my small box is calling which function? Set dimension function. Ahmad, you need to include a header file using namespace std. Please see this. Okay. You know that I'm having an object small box which is of type box, and then I say small box dot set dimension. That means this set dimension function is called by which object? It's called by small box. Okay. Now what is this pointer? If you please look into the definition of this pointer, it says it is a local, just let me copy this. Where? It is a local pointer. It is a local pointer which contains, it is a local pointer in every instance member function containing address of the caller object. Now, before understanding this definition, let's see what is object pointer. I hope it's clear what is an object pointer to everybody. Okay. Now, what is instance member function? Instance member function means all the functions which are there in the classes. So, how many functions are there? Set dimension function. It is an instance member function. Why instance? Why instance? Instance means object, right? And this set dimension function belongs to which object? Small box object. Okay. You know that class does not comes into the memory. Class does not get memory until and unless the object is created. So this member function, set dimension, show dimension, they are called as instance member function. Why? Because they belongs to the object of class box. Okay. Now, what is the use of this pointer? This is a local pointer, object pointer. It is a type of local object pointer present in every instance member function. Okay, and it contains the address of the caller object. Just understand till there. What is this pointer? It is a local object pointer present in every instance member function. Now, see, am I creating any pointer in set dimension function? Yes or no? Am I creating any pointer in set dimension function? No. Am I creating any pointer in show dimension function? No. But automatically, my compiler is going to create a function pointer which is called as this pointer. Okay? It is going to create a pointer automatically. It is going to create a pointer, this pointer, one for the set dimension function and one for the show dimension function. Is it okay? Is it clear till now? So this is a pointer which is automatically present in all the member functions of the class. Till now it's clear? Yes or no, please? Please respond yes or no. Yes. Now, what does this pointer contains? We know that there is a this pointer. Now, what is the value of this pointer? This pointer contains the address of caller object. Okay, this pointer contains the address of caller object. Now tell me what is caller object. Okay, let's suppose I'm having set dimension function. I've created an object, small box, and I'm saying small box dot set dimension. Small box dot set dimension. So if I look into this set dimension function, who is calling this set dimension function? Small box? Yes or no? If I look into this line, it says set dimension function is called by which object? Smaller object, small box object. So what is the caller object here? The caller object here is small box. Yes or no? Yes. So what is the, if you could relate everything together, if you could combine everything together, what is the meaning of this pointer? This is a local object pointer present in every member function, that is all the member functions present in the class. It contains the address of the caller object. Now here, as you can see, set dimension is present in, is called by small box. So I'm having a pointer here, this pointer, inside the set dimension. It contains the address of small box. Okay. Similarly, I'm having this pointer in this show dimension function. It contains the address of this small box. Okay. Is it clear? Yes. Okay. Now, I hope till now you are clear what is this pointer. It is. Now let's move to the second thing. This pointer cannot be modified. I repeat, a user cannot modify the contents of this pointer because automatically compiler is going to store the address of the caller object in this pointer. Okay. Next is, it is used to represent the caller object in member function. I repeat, it says it is used to represent the caller object in member function. Now, how it is used to represent the caller object in member function? Let's see. Let's see via code. Okay. Okay. So I'm just rubbing this all. So let's come back here. Now, till now we are having this three member variables, L, B and H. Now tell me, these L, B, H are local or global? Everybody please. L, B, H are local or global? Yes, L, P, H are local or global. I think they are global. Why they are global? Because L, B, H represents the variables of the object. L, B, H are not the variables of the function. They are the variables of the object. That is why I have written here L, B and H. Okay. Now next C. Set dimension is a function. Now inside set dimension function, I am saying int x, int y and int z. Can you tell me x, y and z are local or global? Aniket, I'll tell you. Aniket, global means L, B, H belongs to which do they belong to a function or do they belong to a class? LBH belong to a class or LBH belong to a function? Yes. So LBH belongs to a class. So they are global function, global variables. Sorry. Okay. And if I talk about int x, int y, int z. Now in this case, x, y, and z are arguments to the function set dimension, right? So these x, y, z are local to the function set dimension. Yes or no? So when will x, y, z get the memory? X, y, z will get the memory when the set dimension function will be called. Yes or no? Okay. Why? Because x, y, z are linked to the set dimension function. If we do not call set dimension function, they are not going to get memory. But LBH are linked to the object. Once we create the object, LBH will get the memory. Okay. So if instead of x, I write here L, instead of y, I write here B, and instead of z, I write here H. Okay. And here I say L is equals to L, B is equals to B, H is equals to H. Okay. I'm just replacing X, Y, Z with LBH. Is it clear to all? Yes or no? Please represent. Please answer. Okay. Now, what I'm saying, this L is equals to this L. That means whatever value I pass here, that is 12, will be saved in L, and this will further be saved into this global L, and we are going to print this L. Okay. And if I talk about other B, this second B is equals to this B given by the user. Okay. And the H is given by the given by the user. Is it clear to all? Did you understood the definition of L is equals to L, B is equals to B, and H is equals to H? Yes or no, please? Okay. Now we are clear what it means. But do my compiler clear about this? Do my compiler clear about this? So compiler must be having some confusion here, because all the parameters, both the parameters on both the sides are having the same name. So compiler is in the confusion. Compiler is in the confusion that this L is a global L or local L. Yes or no? Yes or no, please? This B is a local B or a global B? This H is a local H or global H? See, for us, it is a global because Aniket we know. But for compiler, both the names are same. Yes or no? So compiler must be in confusion here. Compiler must be always be in confusion here and give you the ambiguity problem. Now tell me, if I'm having one global L and if I'm having one local L. Yes, Abhishek. Set dimension LBHR local and this outer LBHR global. What we are passing? We are passing the value of global variable into local variable. This is my local variable. Local variable values passed to global variable. This is what we want. Did you understood, Abhishek? Yes, please. Okay. So tell me, if in a function, if in a void function, I'm having one local variable and I'm having one global variable, priority is given to whom? Local or global? I think I taught you this yesterday. You have to answer now. If there are two variables of same name, one with local scope, another with global scope, priority is given to whom? Local or global? Yes, please. Local or global? Aniket, I'm asking that if in a function, if in a class or if in a program, there are two variables with same name, L, let's suppose, and one L is global, other L is local, local inside the function. So priority will be given to which variable? It will be given to local variable or global variable? No, the priority is given to local variable. I think I told you this thing. Everybody please. Abhishek, yes. Do you remember this, Mukesh? Okay. So if there are two variables, see, because Aniket, this function, set dimension function, is having which value? Local value. So the priority will be given to set dimension function variable. I will not give priority to the outer variable. Okay. So if I'm having local variable and global variable with same name, I'll give priority to the local variable. Okay. So for the user, for the compiler, local is equals to local. Aniket, it is having priority because I need to print. There's a conflict now. There's a conflict now. And to remove this conflict, this dimension, set dimension function is going to believe its local variable, not its global variable. I request you that please, if you could see the videos of yesterday topic, in which we did a program, last program, to teach you the storage classes. In that I taught you that if there are two variables, local and global, priority is given to local variable. Yeah. So see, for the compiler, okay, I request you, Aniket, please have a look into that video. Okay, so everyone, please see here. If there are two variables, local and global, priority will be given to local. So this is my local, and for the compiler, local is equals to local, local is equals to local is equals to local. Okay? Yes or no? Yes. But I want it should be what? Global L should be equals to local L. Right? The value of local L should be passed to the global L. So this should happen. The value of local P should be passed to global P. This is what we want. This is what we want. Yes. So what we will do for this? So for this, we will write like this. We will write here. This dot L is equals to L. This dot B is equals to B, and this dot H is equals to H. Did you understood this? What is global L? Global L is the L of the object. And what is the address of the object? It is stored in this variable. So compiler says this contains the address of small box, and the L of small box should be equals to the L of the set dimension function, right? This contains the address of small box, and the breadth of small box should be equals to the breadth of set dimension function. So I hope it's clear to all. Why do we use this pointer? Is it clear to all? Mukesh, Anvita, where are the other people? Ali, clear? Okay, so with this, the topic of the this pointer gets completed. Now the next topic which we have to do today is inline function. Okay, so the next topic is inline function. So let's understand what is inline function. Let's have a program for inline function first of all. Concept of inline function. Okay, Aniket, I'll let you know this. So, this is the inline function. Now, what is an inline function? If you can read the definition of inline function. It says, C++ inline function is a powerful concept that is commonly used with classes. Okay. If a function is inline, the compiler places a copy of the code of that function at each point where the function is called at compile time. See, I can give you the slide, you can have the theory about it, but let me tell you the use of inline function in a brief. Okay. Now, I'll be writing some lines. You just have to read these lines, okay, one by one, and let me tell me that if do you understand this or not. So, first point says, what is the use of a function? So, what is the use of function? Function in a program is to save memory. Yes. It is used to save the memory space, which becomes appreciable when a function is likely to be called many. So what is this? It says when I want to call the function many times, I want to repeat the functions many. If I want to repeat the code many times, what will I do? I'll create a function using for loop. Okay, and by that I can repeat the function again and again. But every time every time a function is called, it takes a lot of time in a lot of extra time, I would say, extra time in executing some series of instructions for tasks such as, I would say, jumping to the function, and I would say saving registers, and I would say pushing arguments, and I'd say into the stack, and returning function. Okay, I hope everyone is reading these lines. Right? And so when function is small, it is worthless for me to spend such extra such like worthless for me to spend so much extra time performing such task when my function is very small. Okay, so to eliminate, why I just worthless, because it will involve most huge cost function. Now to eliminate the cost calls to small functions, C++ uses inline. Did you understood these lines? See, normally a function is a program to save memory. Why do we use functions? It is used for modularity and reusability, so that we can divide the code into small parts and reuse them again and again. But every time a function is called, it performs a huge amount of tasks, like taking a lot of extra time in executing some series of instructions, like we want to jump to a particular function, save register, pushing arguments into the stack, and returning to the calling function. Now, let me tell you what a function problem could be. See, I take an example, basic example. I'm having a function, hash include, hash include, iostream, I have a function void fun. This is just the declaration. I say void. Now I say cout. You are in main, right? And then I say for I is equals to 0, I less than 10, I plus what I have to do, and outside my main I'll define my void function. Out hello, I am good. You can tell me that how many times, what will be the output of this program? What will be the output of this program? Everybody, please let me know. Yes, Aniket? 10 times. What 10 times, everybody? What will be the output of the program? But what about you are in main? It will not be printed? Yes, so my void main will be printed. Define I out of this. So the output will be you are in main, hello I am good, hello I am good, hello I am good, and you printed 10 times. Yes or no? So see how this program is going to work. How this program is going to work. See, error was like I skipped the semicolon and okay, I just skipped the semicolon, so it was showing me the error. So how this program will work? Let's see. See, let's have a diagrammatic view of this program execution. Right. So this is my main, and this is my function. This is my main. And this is my function fun. Okay. Now I am at this point of time inside main. I'm having some code, right? I'm executing code, right? I say see out. You are in main. Main, right? Then after you are in main, what happens? I encounter a loop that is called as this for loop. It says for I is equals to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. I have to execute fun. So what would be the initial value of I? Initial value of I would be 0. So for I is equals to 0, what I have to do? I will go inside the loop and I say function. So here I will call my function. The control jumps here. See, jumping my control from one function, that is main function, to the sub function requires the state, saving the state of the main function. So I have to save the state of the main function. Yes or no? And then only I can jump to the next function. So it requires some extra time. Okay. Some instructions. So there are approximately 1, 2, 3 instructions to be executed. Only then I can jump from one function to the other function. Okay. So I jump to the function. Here I execute hello, I am good. Okay. Right. Now, what happened after this execution is finished? I come back to my this main function. I increment the value of I, so I becomes 1. I go back, right? I write here hello. I am good. Okay. So anybody who can tell me this going and coming back to going into the function, coming back from function to the main, from main to function, function to main. So how many jump or how many shifts are made? How many times the control is transferred from one function to the other function? Yes, please. How many times this control is transferred from one function to the other function? It's not 10 times, Niket, it's 20 times. One from you are in main to the function, then again back from function to main 2 times. And this is for I is equals to 0. And we are having I equals till less than 9. That means 10 times going from main to function and 10 times coming from function to main. Aniket, it's printing 1, but the control is shifting between the functions 2 times. Na? Once we are going from main to function, and after printing the statement, we are coming back from function to the main. So the control is being shifted 20 times. So I would say this instruction to shift the control from one instruction to the one function to the other function will be executed how many times? 20 times? Yes or no? So just to execute, just to perform this line, hello, I am good. Hello, I am good. Just to print this line, I am executing 20 times this instruction, which is wasting a lot of my time. So my C++ says, concept of C++ says, if your function is very small, it's very small, that the use of this function is very small, then there we should not waste time and increase the cost. What we should use here, we should use the concept of inline function. We should use the concept of inline function. Now, what is inline function? Here comes use. So I'm saying inline void. See, inline is a keyword again in C++, which is written in the front of declaration of the function. Not definition, but declaration. Right? I'm saying inline void function. Okay. Rest program is same. I will use inline just to declare the function. Now what will compiler do? What will compiler do? Just see here. Just see here. So what will compiler do here? This is your function. Right? Now what will compiler do here? Now compiler says I'm having int I, right? I say you are in main. This is okay, right? Int I, see out you are in main for I is equals to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Now what will compiler do? Here I'm getting the syntax function. Now compiler will not shift the control to the function statement. That means the compiler will not shift the code to this line. Instead, compiler will copy this line, see out, hello, I am good, and keep it where? It will keep it in main function, that is here. See out, Hello, I am good. Okay. Now here the compiler is not going to shift the control. Instead, compiler is going to copy this line and paste it in the main function, so that I do not have to shift my control from main function to the other function, external function again and again. Did you understood this? Did you understood this? So, is there any overhead of shifting control 20 times? Is there any overhead of shifting control 20 times? No. Yes or no? No. So I'll not have to execute those 3 lines to shift my control from one function to the other function 20 times. So there is no shift from overhead means giving extra time, wasting time, which is of no use. Okay, which is actually increasing the cost of the project. Okay, which is called overhead, right? Let's suppose you don't commit any mistake, but you get a fine on you. That is called your overhead. Okay. So compiler will not shift the control. Compiler will simply copy this line and keep it in the definition of the function in the main function, and this is called as inline function. Is it clear to all? Everybody, please. Okay. So this is called as the concept of inline function. So with this, I end up my today's topic. If anybody is having any doubt in this pointer and inline function, they can let me know tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll be doing the concept of this friend function and virtual function. So please be active and join the session. Thank you for your cooperation. Have a good day and good night. Abhishek, probably we'll start with the GUI from Monday. Okay. Thank you. Any more questions from your side? Anybody is having any question or any doubt? So with this, I end up my today's meeting.